Welcome everybody, I'm Terry Stiles and this is Oxford News This Week, and with me this week, as in every week, is Jim Hughes. And in Oxford News This Week, Sheriff searches for 2 juveniles who escaped from the detention center. The Memorial Gardens hopes to grow memories, and 66 students from Oxford and Addison Township were honored for selfless acts. So sit back and stay tuned because you're watching Oxford News This Week. Brand new Oxford Community Schools Superintendent Dr. Tanya Milligan is set to take the helm and early start giving her an extra time to prepare for the 2024-2025 school year, according to the Oakland Press. Last month, the school board voted unanimously to approve Dr. Milligan take over the position to officially begin on June 10th, replacing interim superintendent Dr. Vicki Markovich, whose contract expires in June, at the end of June 20th. Dr. Milligan will be the 5th person to hold the position since 2021. I don't blame her. She's the former executive director of K-12 Learning of Columbus City Schools in Columbus, Ohio. Board President Aaron Reese said Dr. Milligan's early start underscores her enthusiasm and dedication to the Oxford school community and its educational mission. Details of her contract were not immediately made available as of yet. Welcome to Oxford. Jim?
Yeah, welcome to Oxford. 9 personnel from the Oxford Township were recognized for their public service during the National Peace Officers Day annual awards ceremony that was actually held on May 15th on that Wednesday afternoon. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office conducted a ceremony, honored personnel from various substations across the county. Sergeants, deputies, and detectives from the Oxford Township earned distinguished service citations, also service meritorious citations, equivalency bar citations, and distinguished unit citations, multiple citations we could call it. These personnel included Deputy Scott Rafalski, Jalen Charles, Ashley Javel Lagos, Aaron Allen, Patrick Jens, Edward Everhard, and Robert Charlton. Sergeants Rick Meza and Eric Daughtery, and Deputy Detective Aaron Janes. Some of the personnel were honored with constant commitment to the community, like the school resource officer, Rafalski, who others received recognition for their comprehensive casework, like Deputy Janes, the detective efforts in the 2023 breaking and entering cases, for the detailed description of the accomplishments of each personnel. The Charter Township of Oxford's Facebook page has that listed, and you can find out their accomplishments. Congratulations, Terry.
So welcome to spring. The Davis Family Market is now open for business and for the season. For the 2nd year in a row, the Seymour Lake Park Market will feature vendors selling goodies such as produce, honey, meat, and farm fresh eggs. Along with the new manager, Melissa Cornelis, the 4,000 square foot pavilion will host ice cream and food trucks and a petting zoo from Shamrock Farms and Abrams Ranch, along with dog adoption features from Canine Stray Rescue League. To keep a continued variety of goods, vendors will hopscotch weeks selling baked goods and handcraft soaps and candles, arts, and bi-weekly young entrepreneurs will be featured vendors. The market, which is located at 2795 Seymour Lake Road, will be open every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 through October 26th. Great news, don't you think, Jim?
I do. Yes, I do. In continuation of the story from last week's show, even more projects of nature are springing up in memory of the lost lives from that tragedy. The Forever Justin Schilling Foundation, focusing upon projects that conserve and protect the environment in the hopes of spreading the students' love of nature to others. Now the foundation is partnering with the Pollyann Trail on the Oxford School's early college student and the Rochester Pollinators to renovate the garden on the trail as a space that honors Schilling's memory. Soon, the space past White Pine Coffee will showcase a plaque dedicated to the student, as the Pollyann Trail was an important place for Schilling and his brothers. Currently, the organizations are seeking a little extra support to keep the project moving along. The Pollyann Trail is looking for native plants and monetary donations to fill the 1,200 square foot space. All donations go directly to the Trailway Management Council. On June 8th, organizers will hold the Justin's Nature Walk along the Pollyann Trail. The event will include a memorial plaque unveiling ceremony in the garden to benefit Forever Justin Schilling Foundation. Terry?
And from Oakland County, the Sheriff's Office is seeking public assistance in locating 2 teens who ran away from Oakland County Juvenile Detention. Detectives said 16-year-old Mark Anthony Campos Maldonado, I guess I said that right, and 15-year-old Cameron Amir Johnson fled the village last week and was last seen wearing white shirts and blue plaid pajama pants. Anyone who may have seen the 2 or have information about where they might be are asked to call the Oakland County Sheriff's Office at 248-858-4950. Jim?
The Oakland County Sheriff's Office now offering women's self-defense classes to support female citizens and to continue a tradition of protection. On the May 18th and June 1st, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office has and will provide instruction on countermeasures. The class is designed to help women formulate a plan and begin to understand the mental, physical, and emotional response. Through a course, women will learn to identify, encounter, and survive dangerous or potentially deadly situations. The team of instructors has been hosting classes through the Sheriff's Office, and it's been engaging women across Oakland County since 2009. Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard first had the idea to bring the free self-defense to women throughout the county in 2009, and the support has just been available ever since. Although the first self-defense class is over, there is still a week until the second. This is coming up June 1st. The class is sponsored by the Madison Heights Youth Assistance Group and will take place actually in Madison Heights at the fire department. To register for a free class, you can go to the Oakland County Sheriff's Facebook page and register for that needed class. Terry?
Well, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a cleaning crew. In this week's Behind the Lens segment, the Village of Oxford Water Tower didn't get this clean without the fair share of scrubbing. This long-awaited cleaning was just completed after the funds were included in the budget and approved by the Village Council last year. The landmark is no longer the one water tower in Oxford that really needs to be cleaned. How about that, Jim?
Hey, good stuff there. And you know what? I know we are looking forward to your last story, as we always do. And in your last story today, we're going to be celebrating selfless students, and that's coming towards the end of the year.
So sweet. Sweet story.
Yeah, good stuff. Looking forward to that. We know we have him. He's ready to go. He's practicing, and he's got it ready for the cue. Dave Kenny will have Auto Talk and Science in the News. I'll have sports, and Terry and I will finish it all out. You're watching this edition. It's Oxford News This Week.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Military families often sacrifice precious time away from loved ones while serving our country. And for those with children, the separation can be especially difficult.
We were worried that with him leaving, that she would lose those connections with her dad.
Some of life's best moments happen between parents, children, and the pages of a good book. United Through Reading provides that connection.
You can watch your mom or dad read a book to you, and it almost feels like they're really there.
We ensure they remain a consistent, meaningful part of their children's lives, no matter the distance.
Just seeing Jacob recognize Daddy again after a long time just melted my heart.
And now, as we're facing greater isolation from our loved ones, United Through Reading is also available to veterans. Learn more about United Through Reading and download our free secure app at unitedthroughreading.org.
Your password isn't secure. There's nothing that a hacker loves more. But there's an easy thing you can do to prove the logger in is you. Authenticate, strong authenticate. Make your logins extra safe. Protect your identity from tragic fate. Authenticate, strong authenticate. Use your fingerprint, your face, or a code. At home or work or on the road. 2 steps are safer than 1 or 3 or 4. And keeping data safe is so much fun. Authenticate, strong authenticate. Make your logins extra safe. Protect your identity from tragic fate. Authenticate, strong authenticate.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kinney, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, Kia is expected to launch a high-performance GT version of the 3-row EV9 crossover early next year. During a CEO Investor Day in April, the automaker's global chief, Ho Sung Song, said focusing on performance trims will be part of Kia's strategy to achieve a global sales of 1.6 million electric vehicles by 2030. Song said the automaker would continuously release GT variants of the dedicated EVs and that an EV9 GT based on high-output dual motor with fast acceleration and stable driving performance would debut in January. Kia's presentation deck teased that the souped-up kid hauler would be able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds, and that the stable driving performance at high speeds would come from a reinforced suspension and an electronic braking system. The EV9 GT is already on sale in the US and wowed the supercar world when it out-accelerated a Ferrari Roma and a Lamborghini Huracan Evio RWD Spider in a test conducted in 2022 by AMCI. It clocked a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 3.4 seconds. The all-wheel drive compact electric crossover uses a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack, delivers 576 horsepower and 545 pound-feet of torque, and has a 218-mile range. It's the most expensive variant in the lineup, with a starting price of $62,975, including shipping. The EV9 is on sale in the US, South Korea, and the Middle East and Europe. And in the presentation, Song did not specify in what regions the EV9 GT would launch. A Kia America spokesman declined to comment on future models, but said that in the first 5 months of sales, the top-end EV9 GT line has been the most popular model. The GT line is an appearance upgrade with sportier design elements, but it lacks the performance enhancement of a GT version. In our next story, at Jeep, the electrification of the Jeep portfolio continues in 2025 when the Gladiator midsize pickup will get a plug-in hybrid variant. The brand confirmed the Gladiator 4xe on May 2nd in LinkedIn posts from Jeep Global CEO Antonio Filosa and Bill Pfeffer, the brand's North American head. The model was referenced in the UAW summary of its new contract with Jeep parent Stellantis last fall. It's scheduled to be built at the Toledo, Ohio plant that makes the Jeep Wrangler and Gladiator. By the time the Gladiator 4xe arrives next year, Jeep already will have numerous electrified options in its lineup. The Wrangler 4xe has been the top-selling plug-in hybrid in the U.S. since debuting in 2021, while the Grand Cherokee 4xe ranked second last year. The 600 horsepower Wagoneer S midsize electric vehicle is slated to arrive in the fall, followed soon afterwards by the Wrangler-inspired Recon EV that will offer open-air driving experiences. Stellantis UAW contract shows the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer getting range-extended electric versions in 2025, with fully electric versions coming in 2027. It lists a battery electric Grand Cherokee arriving in 2027 as well. The Wrangler is slated to get fully electric and range-extended electric versions in 2028. Stellantis is introducing its range-extended electric powertrain this year on the Ram 1500 Ram Charger. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
One in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
Back with you on Oxford News this week, our sports edition. There's a reason why they're called student athletes. Members of the Oxford varsity baseball team merged sports with academics as well, gave thanks on the field to the classroom teachers who got them to where they are now. It was Wednesday, May 8th, that marked the inaugural teacher appreciation game for the team. The team allowed players to honor Oxford Community School District educators whose dedication was left a lasting impact on them during their academic careers. The students chose to recognize teachers for their commitment, dedication, enthusiasm, and passion. A ceremony before the game honored the teachers for imparting the lessons that players will carry the quote, the rest of their lives, end quote. Of the 18 teachers recognized, Oxford High School educator Pat Crow was given the honor throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Crow is retiring after 23 years of school service at the Oxford Community Schools. Other teachers included 13 from the high school level, 2 from the middle school level, and 2 from the elementary level, honoring those who got them to where they are. The Oxford boys golf team took home a strong second-place OAA Red, White, Blue tournament at the Fieldstone Golf Course on Monday, the 13th of May. The boys held a team score at 326, falling just short of the Rochester Adams 302. Junior Dominic Daversa led the team with a 78. Then in the Red League tournament, the Wildcats took home a bronze with an improved score at 319. Their third-place finish put them behind Rochester Adams and rival Lake Orion. Junior Brady Fox led the team with 73, placing second among all the other golfers. Following these matchups, the team only plays in 4 more regular season tournaments before the end of the year. That's a brief look at sports. Just a reminder, we're going to be out covering our U10, U12, and U14 softball. That's softball played in the evening. And then come on down to the park on Wednesday mornings. We'll be covering senior softball. You're welcome to attend. They're free of charge. We'll be there filming it for OCTV. Coming up, Terry Stiles is going to have our last story, and the title of it is Selfless Students. That'll be up at the end of this newscast. You're watching Oxford News This Week.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Researchers have pinpointed the cluster of cells in wasp brains that allows them to distinguish the faces of their wasp peers. These neurons seem to be strikingly similar to face recognition cells in brains of primates, including humans. We have this convergent evolution between these really distant species, says Michael Sheehan at Cornell University. He and his colleagues studied paper wasps, which each have subtly different color markings on their faces. They are known to be able to recognize other individual wasps. Sheehan says they are amazing at this compared to other wasp species. They even recognize a wasp they met once for 45 minutes in a Petri dish a week prior. This ability is thought to help them better collaborate with their colony sisters, for example, during the construction of a new hive. Sheehan's team outfitted 18 female wasps with miniature brain probes that recorded which neurons were excited when they were shown a series of more than 2,000 images. These included wasps facing the camera close-up, wasps with scrambled facial features, side-on views of wasps, pictures of colorless wasp silhouettes, and some geometrical shapes and patterns or random objects like cars. Out of the more than 790 neurons reacting to images, about 150 of those selectively lit up at the sight of the shape of a wasp, and just a tight-knit 35 selectively fired when seeing front view images of wasp faces, says Christopher Jernigan, also at Cornell. These neurons fired at different rates when seeing different individual wasps, suggesting they might also be encoding some kind of identity information. This study suggests that the social benefits of rapid, accurate face recognition may have independently selected for face-specific cells in both wasps and humans, says Elizabeth Tibbett at the University of Michigan, who wasn't involved in the study. But Bruno Brossillon at the Université de Lorraine in France also wasn't involved in the study, thinks that although the experiment clearly suggests these cells are involved in network dedicated to face recognition, similar to the one in primates, it's a stretch to compare what the wasps are doing to how other primates, let alone humans, recognize faces. It's a really bold claim, says Rossillon. I'm extremely skeptical. I don't think we can compare. For instance, he says, the fact that wasp face cells fire at different rates when they see different individuals could simply be a case of where they recognize they're looking at different things, different patterns or lighting, not necessarily what they're encoding information about different wasp identities. So just because wasps and primates might also have similar networks doesn't mean the networks will work the same, says Rossillon. After all, wasps can recognize only 6 to 10 individuals, and they cannot discriminate other wasp faces if any of the features are missing or scrambled. So if the body behind the head is missing, if the image lacks color or more, while humans can pick between thousands of faces, even from the smallest detail, but can we remember names? Well, another story. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
When a crisis hits, close to home and across the globe, nonprofits are on the front lines, ready to serve. The demand for charitable services has skyrocketed, and nonprofits are rising to meet the needs. Healing, nurturing, rescuing, honoring, protecting, caring, inspiring. The work of philanthropic organizations of all sizes, across all missions, has never been more important. And it's donors and volunteers like you who make all this possible. Thank you. Together, we change the world. The Nonprofit Alliance.
And in our last story, we are celebrating selfless students. Last week, the Oxford Addison Youth Assistance Recognition Committee held its annual awards event and honored 66 youths from because of their acts of kindness and service in the surrounding communities. The OAYA Awards celebrate the achievements of exceptional students nominated for their positive impact on their peers, schools, and community, as well as their charitable work in Michigan. Schools, community organizations, civic leaders, and members of the faith community all sent in nominations for the awards, contributing to the early doubled number of award winners from last year. Students from the Learning Opportunities from Tomorrow program, the Oxford Fire Department program, the Oxford Community Schools District were all awarded recipient awards. Each nominee received certificates along with a goodie bag filled with gift certificates from our local businesses. The event took place at the Seymour Lake Township Park Laidler Pavilion, which was filled with award winners, family, food, and fun. Thank you for being such relevant members of our communities, helping, and congratulations. So cool that there's so many kids with that kind of recognition.
Oh yeah, and we were talking before we went on the air. I know you have a little one that might have done something really good. What was that all about?
I do. My 12-year-old grandson, 5th grade, became Student of the Month this week. And
what school?
We're so proud of him, of Lake Orion Scripps, the junior high that I went to. So we're pretty proud of him. And then his younger brother lost his tooth. So all that happened at the same time. So
she said, I mean, I know you were talking about he plays soccer too.
Yeah, we're just really lucky. He's the oldest, he's a good student, and he's a great athlete. His soccer team this year is outstanding. They were undefeated through their season, this winter season. They're into the spring season, and they were undefeated until last weekend, and they ended up in a tie. But they were missing 2 of their greatest players. One of them got hit in the eye with a soccer ball, and it dislocated his cornea. So be careful out there with those soccer. I mean, those kids are really getting aggressive now, but it's really fun to watch. I love being a grandma because I don't have to do all that running around and all that.
You just hand them back when they're bad, and you hug them when they're good, and you got to hug them when they maybe don't win the soccer match or whatever.
Yeah,
but
right.
Anyways, good congratulations, and congratulations to the other people you were talking about in our last story.
And those kids,
Yep. OCTV can be viewed on the Spectrum Charter Channel 191, Channel 99, also on the AT&T Uver system. We know it's there. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Roku, and even the Fire Stick apps. If you have a show idea, maybe you'd like to volunteer at OCTV, give our office a call, 248-628-9658. Ask for Dave or Terry. Very special thank you to our producer, director, editor in tow, Kyle Snage, and our news writer, Allison Miller, programmer, Connie Miller, program and station manager, Terry Stiles. For everyone here at OCTV, I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week, and I invite you back next time when again we will, both of us, take a look at Oxford News This Week.
And thank you.
Thank you always.